Hi, it's Anika from Living for Later, and today I just wanted to come to answer the question, how do I find the time to spend how do I find time to spend with the Lord with six children? I am a mother of six. I have an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So that can sometimes be an interesting challenge, but I recognize that it has to be a priority. I'm not a pretty person when I have not spent time with the Lord. So when I recognize that I really need this, and not so much that I always want to, but I recognize that it is a need for both me, my children, and my husband, I think they're all happy when I've had a chance to be with the Lord. So one of the first things that I try to do is I aim to get up before the children. Ideally, I would love to get up 2 hours before them. This does not always happen. It may happen a few times a week, but it gives me a chance to just have just peace and quiet. There's always um, noise in my household, as you can imagine, with six children. So it's just nice when I get up before them and I just have the chance to just sit and breathe in the presence of God. And sometimes it's not that I'm praying the house down, sometimes it's just me sitting there in the quiet, allowing the Lord to speak to me without somebody knocking on the door. And it's most of the time, it's not the Spirit of God knocking on the door, it's the children. So I'm just thankful for that time in the morning. And it doesn't always happen where I have those 2 hours. Sometimes it may just be 30 minutes before they get up. And what I try to do is, if I know that I don't have enough time to pray and read the word, because it's a they go together, right? What I'll do is I'll read the word and then I'll meditate on that scripture throughout the day, and I use that scripture to kind of form my prayers throughout the day. So it kind of gives me some groundwork as to how I should direct my prayers. For example, I'm studying Ephesians 6 about the putting on the armor of God. So I may have time to just read the verses before the kids get up. And as I go throughout the day, I'm asking the Lord, show me, Father, the ways that I have been fighting in my own strength. Show me, Father, how I am supposed to put on the armor. Show me how, Lord, to fight with the sword of the Spirit, which is your word. So I pray what it is that I have read as I go throughout the day. And back to getting up before the kids, I recognize that that starts from the night before. I really try most nights to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because when I get up, I want to be refreshed. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be dragging and just show up and have like no energy whatsoever. So I try my best to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. This doesn't always happen because of life, and I get it. I remember having a newborn that got up multiple times throughout the night. So this is where the internet is helpful. There's a lot of bad stuff on the internet, but there's also like a lot of great things on the internet. For example, I would use that time because I knew that I was too tired to read, or I was nursing a baby. I would put on a message from a great man or woman of God, and that helped me. It didn't not count because I wasn't physically reading it. The Lord saw my situation, and I thank him for giving me the ability to turn on the internet or to turn on the radio with some preaching or something going on. So I also try to be mindful, because I recognize having my devotion, it's not just a one chunk block of time. Okay, I had my devotion, I'm done. I could go now and fill my spirit with whatever it is that I want to. I try to be mindful throughout the day, not to just turn on the TV and watch garbage to just cancel out what it is that I have read. Because again, I don't always have those huge chunk of time. So I'm trying my best to lift my heart to God throughout the day. And it makes it easier for me to lift my heart when I haven't filled my spirit with the wrong thing. So ask yourself, you may be complaining and saying, I don't really have time to spend with the Lord. And the question is, are you making the best of the time that you do have? Are there things that's blocking you from being able to lift your heart to God throughout the day if you don't have that specific time to just sit and be in his presence? So again, ask yourself, what are you watching? What's your conversation like? is it making it hard for me to lift my heart to God as I'm washing the dishes, as I'm changing a diaper? So this is not, again, I can't stress this enough, just having one block of time. It's a thing that you go throughout the day and you lift your heart to God. Another thing that I try my best not to do is in the mornings, I don't get on my phone right away. The phone can be such a distraction. And I really try my best to kind of have that time with the Lord before I turn on my phone, before I start responding to the emails, because I'm so easily distracted. If I read an email or if I see a text, my mind immediately goes to how I need to respond and what I need to do for the day. So I really try my best to spend that time with the Lord first, even if it's just 10, 15 minutes, and then I go ahead and respond to whatever it is that I need to on my phone. So I hope that this helped. Again, it's not a magical formula. It's about just really being intentional, being creative. God sees the seasons of life that you're in. He sees your children, and he does provide a way for you to have time with him. The question is, do you see that time? Are you maximizing it? And, again, the time is there. So if you are a mom and you're in the trenches, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you do to spend time with the Lord. And if you have not subscribed to my channel as yet, I invite you to do so. All right, you be blessed.